Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I see that when I put my coat rack back, I ended up covering up my believes, so I will have to modify that. I like looking at that every morning as I'm talking to all of you. So we'll give it a minute here. Good morning, Abigail. Welcome. You're the first one popping on today. Glad to have you here. And then we have a card from a deck that we haven't seen in a while. Good morning, Joniel. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. It is the Priestess of Light deck. And the card for today is pretty interesting. And interesting coming on the heels of a bunch of different discussions. So, and things I've read. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. Glad you're here. Good morning, good morning. So we had thunderstorms all night and everything's all wet and green out there. So it feels very tropical. Smells like worms. What can you do? I guess we can't have it all at once, right? Worm smell. Let's embrace the worm smell. There's another believe for you. And I think that's kind of a theme with the card today. Good morning, Angie. Welcome. Glad you're here. So, and Nancy, you're popping up again. So there must be something in this message that is very powerful for you. But this is coming on the heels. This card is coming on the heels of when I first opened up my, good morning, Beth, welcome, my Facebook to do this, a post from the daughter of some friends of mine who said that she had a nightmare where she woke up and basically felt invalidated in her career choice, and linked it directly to the sense that she feels for government workers. How can they not, thank you for the star, how can they not feel invalidated with all of the chaos that's going on? And the you're dispensable, oh no you're not, oh you're dispensable, oh no you're not. The back and forth of this tumultuous time that we're in. And I'm hearing that especially from a lot of younger people. And I think coming on the heels of the COVID stuff, etc. Good morning, Barb. Welcome. We have a very hurting younger generation. Very hurting. And I think we as an older generation need to step up to some mentoring and holding big space for the younger generations as they find their footing in this chaotic mess. That which gave people meaning is not working for this particular group of young people. And what most of us would strive for, getting married, having kids, having a good job that paid well, maybe many of us stayed in the same job for 30, 40, 50 years. Others of us moved around a bit, but that sense of, and buying a house was a big, hairy deal to boomers. It's really not an option for much of this generation. It's just not an option. So, holding big space for the younger people who are now tasked with, good morning, Mel, glad you're here, tasked with dealing with this mess. But out of this mess, I believe, will come some order, out of chaos, order, and that they're going to be the ones who are intimately connected with creating a new world order. So sending a lot of love and blessings to them. Yes, the American dream is going to ultimately have to change. It's going to have to change. And so I think this card is going to be of assistance with that and speaks to our generation that is in the process of relinquishing the reins to a younger generation that, again, is trying to find its footing in all the upheaval. So, two things I want to mention, just so that we don't forget. Unity Cafe this coming Sunday at 7 a.m. If you want to join our Zoom coffee group and just have conversation for an hour about things that matter, the things that are in everyone's minds and hearts, but you may not have people in your world you can necessarily talk with about them. So if you are interested in joining us for, good morning, Gwen, for Unity Cafe, please send me an email, bonnie@empowermentandpurpose.com, and just say I'd like to join Unity Cafe, and then I will add your email to our list. So that's one. The other one is clock is ticking on my birthday special. And excuse me, thank you to all of you who've already taken advantage of it. But every year I do a birthday special on my coaching packages. So a 3-session coaching package or an 8-session coaching package at a discount. You don't have to do them right away. You've got an unlimited amount of time to utilize those sessions, but the sale itself ends at midnight on May 6th. And you can find the link, read more about it, blah, blah, on my website, empowermentandpurpose.com, under the events tab. So there's your public service announcements for today. Moving on to our card deck, and it's actually the deck that has all the pages falling out of it, which I think is just interesting. Priestess of Light deck, Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. And for those of you who have the deck, it is card number 4, Summoning Power. Summoning Power. And do any of you feel your toes curl when you hear the word power? We're certainly seeing a lot of mismanagement of power and abuses of power in our world at this point, but there are legitimate uses of power. So let's talk about that. So summoning power. The 3 words that are the subtitle for summoning power: instinct, intellect, control. This priestess of the night is summoning the power of the full moon and channeling it to the wild wolves beside her. She is calm and in control. The wolves stand at attention with the energy of quiet strength resonating from above. This card is telling you that you have far more power than you realize. Ever heard something similar to that? You have far more power than you realize. There may be something in your life, perhaps a relationship or a recent challenge or our current life circumstances, that you have felt powerless to handle. If so, it's time to focus your own intellect and instinct on the issue at hand. And that doesn't mean frantically throwing your brain cells at it. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thank you for the hearts and the rainbow. It means turning your thoughtful attention to it and not coming at it from the perspective of ain't it terrible, horrible, awful, but coming at it from the perspective of this is an opportunity. What do I need to discern in this opportunity in order for this opportunity to be complete and then released? Okay? Let's see. If so, it's time to focus your own intellect and instinct on the issue at hand, then muster the courage to take the necessary action. And oftentimes the necessary action isn't a direct assault on whatever is wrong. It's putting your energy into what would counter what is wrong. So again, Mother Teresa, if you have an anti-war rally, don't invite me. If you have a pro-peace rally, I will be there, right? So focusing on what you do want instead of what you don't want. It's so easy to get sucked in to the ain't it terrible, horrible, awful. So it may also be time to harness the unhealthy personal patterns that you have left unchecked. Indulgences and addictions might seem to have the upper hand, but your wild impulses can absolutely be tamed. First thing I think that's useful is asking yourself, what purpose is this serving? So I'm just going to pick something. Let's say you've been getting into the sugar lately, or let's say you've been spending a whole lot of time on devices. What purpose is it serving? Is it numbing difficult feelings? Is it distracting you from things you feel like you don't have any influence over? Is it like the electronic version of Calgon, Take Me Away? What is it doing for you? Once you answer that question, then you can look at, and what else is available to me that's healthier, that can serve that purpose. If I'm needing, I'm going to put the word distraction in there. If I'm needing a distraction from all of the chaos in life, could I go, good morning, Enner, glad you're here. Could I go sit outside and listen to the birds instead of play another game of Angry Birds? If I am needing some sucor, some soothing, what could I do other than eating half a cake? We've got options. We've got options. Protecting your power. Yes, not giving it away. Staying positive, not negative. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, Carolyn. Awesome. Because your power, that gift that you were given to affect your own world, is a gift you want to cultivate, and a gift you want to take good care of, and a gift you want to exercise. Use that power. How do you use your power for good? How do you use your power for good? It might be allowing your power to assist in circumstances where others are feeling very powerless. Let's figure out what we can do about this circumstance. What are some options here? It might be you have the intellect that other people don't have, or you have experience with something that other people don't have yet. You can offer those. Can I offer you some thoughts on this? Can I give you a little guidance here? Would you be willing to hear what I have to say about this? And sometimes you're going to hear no. They don't want your opinion. They don't want your guidance. They don't want your experience. That is absolutely okay. Don't feel bad about that. It's no different than the flight attendant who says, would you like coffee, tea, or soda? And you say, nothing, please. They don't run to the galley and cry because you didn't want anything. They allow you to not take anything. That is your prerogative. Keep looking, though. If you have a skill set that you feel could be of use in certain circumstances, offer it to others. If that particular person doesn't want to hear it, offer it to someone else. There we go. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. So we hang on to our power. We honor our power. And remember, it's a gift that we have temporarily. We're borrowing that from the universe. When we came down the chute, our DNA laid out a whole lot of who we are and what we're capable of. Now we spend a lifetime, 80, 90, 100 years, hopefully, discerning about those gifts. What am I going to use my particular gifts for? One of the gifts I've been using heavily lately is my tenacity, my bullheadedness, my stubbornness. Stop telling me no. Let's figure out how can we? How can we do this? Met yesterday with some lovely people and had some great conversation about intentional community. And several of them want to learn more, which is wonderful. And I'm hoping maybe some of them step up and step in as my people, my tribe, my group that's going to move forward and get some housing built. We'll see what happens. But I definitely felt the honor of being in their presence when they have their own gifts and skills and abilities that could come to the table here. We shall see. So, I love this next sentence. Let's take a breath. Exhale. Another one. Exhale. Remain peaceful. Remain peaceful but persistent in this noble pursuit of self-honoring and self-control. Remain peaceful but persistent in this noble pursuit of self-honoring and self-control. What is it right now that I need? What gifts do I have that will allow me to make choices that fulfill those needs? Who can I invite to walk this path with me in meeting my needs and hopefully in the process meeting their needs? Humans are herd animals, right? When you summon the quiet yet powerful light of your soul, your intuitive strength becomes the central force in your own life, and a resonant voice in the world. Isn't that a beautiful sentence? Let me say that one again. When you summon the quiet yet powerful light of your soul, your intuitive strength becomes the central force in your own life and a resonant voice in the world. I love that. I think that last line is absolute perfection. It's beautiful. So here's the affirmation. I am strong and self-directed. I bring my inner power to every area of my life. And if you look at her, you can see strength and self-directed, right? But she's drawing energy from the moon. She's sharing energy with the wolves. Look at all the connections going on there. So where are you feeling the need for some inner strength? You love that line too? Awesome. I will attempt to remember to type it in there when I go back and answer all the comments, because that really is powerful. I love that. So for yourself, for today, how will you honor that power, that gift that you have for the duration of your earth walk here? How will you put it forth into the world? What guidance are you getting, internal guidance, with regard to that gift of power? Bring it forth. Bring it forth. Do good. Do good. Have an awesome Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Yes, grounding with the earth. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Time is ripe. Time is ripe. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.